In headlines today, you see things like marijuana is safer than alcohol, new pot laws prompt child safety review, movie star arrested for dope raid, marijuana in Denver? Sure, plenty of the stuff. Marijuana, risk versus benefits. The debate is on, but all these things have one thing in common: marijuana.
After many heated debates, it is almost time for Kentucky to take a serious look at allowing medical marijuana. Medical marijuana efforts got a big boost in 2015 when House Speaker Greg Stumbo announced that he would sponsor a medical marijuana bill for the 2015 session. Then, on Election Day, voters elected Matt Bevin as governor. Bevin acknowledged that there is unequivocal medical evidence that medical marijuana is beneficial. Now this year, legislators in both the House and the Senate have introduced medical marijuana legislation. In the Senate, longtime reform champion Senator Perry Clark has introduced SB 263 with Senator Reginald Meeks as co-sponsor. In the House, two new sponsors have stepped forward in the support of medical marijuana legislation. Representative Denver Butler and Representative Diane St. Onge are sponsoring HB 584. Both bills will protect qualifying patients from arrest and allowing them to obtain marijuana from state-regulated dispensaries. In addition, SB 263 would allow patients to cultivate their own plants. Now that you know what legislation is up and coming to be voted on, let us talk about some of the positive impacts of medical marijuana legalization.
Economic benefits. Marijuana clearly is an economic goldmine. Whether it's legal or not, people are making a killing selling marijuana on the streets. So why aren't more states using this metaphorical goldmine? Data released by the State Department of Revenue reveals that tax revenue from retail marijuana sales amounted to $40.9 million between January 2014 and October 2014, not including revenue from medical marijuana and licenses and fees. It's a huge boom to Colorado's economy that is being put to good use in public school systems, hiring health professionals to educate students about drug use. Right now, Colorado is the fastest growing economy in the United States. Colorado's unemployment rate is at a 6-year low. According to the Department of Revenue, 16,000 people were licensed to work in the marijuana industry as of December 31st, 2014. This increase in job market helps decrease unemployment and further helps the economic prosperity of one state. Now imagine spreading this economic boom to all 50 states. This huge increase of jobs and revenue can help bring America out of its dwindling economy and back onto the forefront of economic power for the
A few years ago, the Colorado Court of Appeals ruled over the state's Amendment 64, which legalized the possession of small amounts of marijuana. This means that some offenders could appeal their convictions. This potentially sets the stage for the release of many Coloradans incarcerated for marijuana possession. Hundreds of prisoners and people on probation could see their sentences modified, and some could even be released. While marijuana legalization on a federal level is decades away, it's seemingly inevitable. This means reform advocates will eventually have to ask what will happen to the legions of people in federal prison for non-violent drug offenses. About 50% of the federal prisoners are drug offenders, while 27.6% of those are in prison for crimes relating to marijuana. When state prisons are included, 330,000 people were imprisoned for drug offenses in 2011. If America legalized marijuana, what would happen to the thousands of stoners and pot dealers locked away across the country? The answer may disappoint you. Absolutely nothing on the federal level. The United States is one of just 22 countries in the world that does not guarantee retroactive ameliorative relief or relaxation of sentences for those convicted of a crime for which punishments are later eased. Sentences wouldn't even be expunged from records. If the U.S. legalized possession of less than an ounce, for example, anyone prosecuted for having more than that or dealing the drug would stay in jail, and the countless state prisoners across the country would be at the mercy of 50 different judicial systems. That's assuming full legalization across the country. Individual states could choose to keep the drug illegal and remain committed to keeping those.
In this segment, we'll be interviewing a doctor about the medical benefits of marijuana, and we'll be moving into the next segment, which is where we'll be interviewing students around campus, asking about the legalization benefits and just benefits in general of marijuana.
It'll take approximately 2.5 minutes. Smoking marijuana will kill your ambition. Smoking marijuana will lead you to hard drugs. Smoking marijuana will make you stupid. These are all false rumors that have caused many people to view marijuana in a negative way. With no factual information to support these theories, we must dismiss them from thought when forming our own views. We cannot let the media control our opinions. Instead of listening to biased ads, It is our roles as voters to learn the facts and make educated decisions.
Okay, time's up. Pens down. Delilah. Pens down, Delilah.
Stoner sloth.
So I told her she cannot wear socks and sandals out of the house anymore.
It's so funny. What do you think, Dave? Stoner sloth.
The positive benefits of marijuana legalization would highly outweigh any of the negative consequences. With weed not only boosting our economies and decreasing our crime rates, it would also provide the country with a legal medicinal alternative to many harmful pharmaceuticals. With the legalization movement growing each day, the time for you to vote will be soon. We highly encourage that you further educate yourself in order to make a smart decision. The times are changing, and it's up to us to determine the future of our country. Each and every vote matters. And don't you want to matter? Be the difference. Go change the world.